Hello, everyone. You're all very welcome to Underground Cinema. We are just a week away from the Underground Cinema Film Awards, which take place in the Royal Marine Hotel on the 15th of November. So it's a week away. It's Saturday, the 8th of November. I'm here talking today to Sree, to Vivek, and to Michael, who were all involved in a fantastic film that was submitted to us there earlier this year called Irish Baba. It's been nominated for Best Comedy, and it really was a fantastic film, guys. You're very welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Not at all, not
Thanks,
at all. I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I really got a great laugh out of it from start to finish. And I suppose one of the things I was really impressed by, I was impressed by enough a lot in the film. I think it's a really good comedy. It stands out very well. The production values are very good. Well done, Michael. Cinematography spot on. It's cast really well. You've got a really strong cast and a very good supporting cast. So your lead actor is Colin Malone, and Colin actually won the Best Actor award with us at Underground Cinema last year. So, and he's very well cast in this because Colin typically has been playing. He's such a diverse actor. He can play dramatic roles. He can play, thrillers. He can play, and all of a sudden, I hadn't seen him really doing comedy before. So this was the first comic role I'd seen him, and I thought he was absolutely superb. So Vivek, maybe we'll start off with you. Oh, you got a mug there, Sree.
Colin is here. He's not here, so he's here.
Maybe Sree, maybe because you wrote the film, maybe you could tell us the storyline. What's this film all about?
Irish Baba is about a fake guru, with an accomplice who is an Indian woman. Backstory could be they meet in India, and when Namita turns up in Ireland, they both establish this mystic services to advise people on their problems. When I wrote the devotees are very important for part of the characters in the storyline. Like initially, I thought I'll get all the characters and he will give some funny but useful enlightenment things to the characters. I thought that but I wanted to increase the flow of the film, so I introduced more characters like detective. Because with the devotees, I was unable to give any final kind of intuitive idea about the ending of the film. So all the comedy things should be coming from the devotees. That was my idea of the theme. That's about Irish Baba.
Yeah, very good. Now the cast, as I said earlier, the cast is really a really great cast. Vivek, how did you go about casting this? A lot of these actors are easily recognizable. I saw Aaron's in it there as well. Aaron was actually an Underground Cinema Award winner as well. He won Best Supporting Actor with us. So you've got some really Sylvana's in it as well. So you got some really strong actors in this film. Can you tell me about just the casting process?
I actually, in fact, each and every cast, I worked with them, literally means in the class scenario, or when I made the Kino films, that there is no person except Leo. Leo, I worked with everyone, but Leo, I met him at the Actors Home meetup. So even Leo, I had a good conversation before casting him. Actually, Vivek spoke to Colin and Leo. The other cast, I directly casted them. But every character, I haven't self-taped or auditioned, because I have so many actors in my database here, so I know which one I want, so I directly approached them.
So the cast, I mean, if you ask me, the scripters, it was very demanding, and if Irish Baba didn't work, then the pieces won't work together. So when I mean, I think Sree when wrote it itself, she had it was good, like when writing the script itself, if they know, okay, this is the cast, this is going to play, so the lines or the way the actors perform, she had it in paper, and when you read it itself, she was very clear that this guy will fit this role. So that was in her head. So I didn't do much with the cast other than that. We were not knowing who is going to play Irish Baba. Sree had a lot of people in even Colin was an option, but we were not knowing, like we wanted someone very good who can bring the comedy element to the film. And I knew Colin from before, like we were planning to do some works before, but we never got a chance. And I told Sree that I know someone, and then Sree was like, "Yeah, Colin, we know." So they already shared, like they already had a good chemistry before. So I went to Colin, and I think that was the same time when Colin received the award last year. So he was a bit he wanted to do the project, but he was not sure how well he can do the comedy. But then he went through the script. We had a lot of chat and all, and then he what Colin was proposing is he wanted to build something of himself, like which is his own. Not only with what's written in the script, but he wanted to bring something of his own. So that we were okay with it, like because there is a trust between Colin being the Irish Baba. So he was a very dominating element, and he was the one of the major thing which happened for Irish Baba. That was really good. Like he balanced every other actors who came into the film, because I think he had almost a screen presence with all the cast, other than the maybe the receptionist. Other than that, I feel like and the detective. Other than that, he had to share the screen space with all the actors, and the energy which he passed on, which he took and brought into this film. It was like, yeah, it was very engaging. Even on set, I think I and Michael, we all were enjoying the aura of Colin on the set. Yeah.
So that's really interesting because I've been keeping an eye on Colin, for the past two years, because he's just sort of sprung on the scene over the last couple of years, and now and what I like about him as well, he's quite selective in the films that he's doing. So there's a tendency sometimes for an actor that's starting off a film to almost do every single script that's placed in
Mm.
front of him. Colin's not doing that. He's being selective in what he's picking, and I think that's the right thing to do. Is if you want to be taken as a serious actor. I love the way he definitely jumps into the role. He's a team player. I can imagine, with regard to the script, would there been many times? Would there been? I mean, were you sticking to the script, or was there scope to improvise? Because in comedy, it's easy,
No,
if you've got a really strong
yeah.
actor like Colin.
Yeah, they
Is that okay?
improvised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Colin, when we both rehearsed, like I told him before we had a Zoom rehearsal, and I told Colin, like even before he has decided he's going to improve, like but from the even at Kino, like I tell people, like I write in this Indian, my phrasing of English is like Indian, so I used to bring the actors and tell them that you put all the Irishness into the thing, because I want to act with Irish actors, so I want to bring the Irishness. So I told Colin also the same thing, and he knew even before. I don't have to tell anything to Colin, or anybody has to tell anything to Colin. Like he brought every charm to the film, and Colin has doubts, like, why are you doing this film? He asked me, like, do you want a show reel? Like I said, no, this film is going to international festivals, and I have 100% confidence in you. So this film is going to work. That's what I told him. So the soul of this film is Irish Baba. That's what I believe in, and all the post production work from my director, and it became a beautiful. And
Yeah.
all the good friends from our DOP Michael Benson, and our sound is also very good. Like Patrick McGinley, he's a good director, and his sound we love. Vivek loves his sound designing, and we
We
all
got a
love.
very good crew. I think that's something I have to
Yeah,
mention, because the production, I mean, for me, when we are doing this, right, this is for me also. In India, I used to do big production films, but here we were only doing 3 to 4 minutes, and the script was 13 page when I was first looking at it. I thought 1 minute per page. I was telling Michael, maybe we will make the film in 15 minutes, but it was not the case because people improvised and the montage scenes. It was so good. Well, what Michael shot, I was not able to cut even what Patrick is a kind of a director. He wants film under 15 minutes. So the first cut, I believe, he tried to make it 15 minutes, but I was not happy with the overall beginning and the ending of the flow, the montages, because we did. I wanted to tell that story, and we were not able to bring it down. To 15 minutes. That's something which became a challenge for us to select it into many festivals. You know that, Dave, like you told, because it's very difficult if you cross that 15 minutes mark. But I didn't want to compromise. Even Sree didn't want to compromise. Like we wanted to want all the chemistry to work. We wanted to tell the story. So overall, what I was saying is, from the script to the film, the only thing I was focusing was the production quality, because one thing is we are not a big, like we are indie filmmakers and we don't have a big production budget to work. We were running for 3 to 4 days schedule, very tight schedule. Michael stayed at my home. Like we had to do a lot of arrangements. Even Sree, she rented, like we shot the whole film on her home. We used the surroundings and spaces on her place and all. You don't see that on when you see that film, because the color grade, the sound design, even the camera we used, the lens, like like the quality, we kept it in a way. And Michael came us and told me that, Vivek, the last shot I would like to do it in a ferry, in a real ferry, and we should do something so that it looks like a crane. And we don't have a crane. How can we afford a crane? And Michael was like, you don't worry about crane. I have a drone, a very good drone. So the last shot, which was a drone shot, and I think Sarah Power who did the music. So I told her to have a, something which connects India and Ireland. I thought the flute. So there is Irish flute and Indian flute. So I told her, the music should have one flute. So she went to Maeve. She's a real flute person. So that flute was put on exactly on this portion where the wide shot of Irish Baba going to the ferry. So we only had that one shot, which makes the film a big production, because everything else was shot on one set. It was tight, but we did our best, I think, Dave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the production.
Michael took us to that place, and we were Vivek and me. We were really happy with what he has done in the last shot. Like we are
Yeah.
really thankful to Michael.
And Irish weather was blessing us, frankly speaking. That's something, it was blessing us, right, Michael? Like from the day one, when we are doing
Yeah,
indoor, it was raining. When we wanted to do the outdoor, it was there was wind but no rain. And when we went to the ferry scene, there was no rain. It was sunny. It was so well exposed.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, the original plan for the end scene was, yes, at a ferry, and we talked about possibly Dunleary originally, but I felt no, that aesthetically Rosslare would work for us because it's an elevated vantage point. We'd see two ferries, and luckily when we went, the two ferries were in, to create that scale in the drone shot. So that was fun to do, and we shot that in early December, I think, if I remember
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
It
Yeah,
It's
was
early December. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for anybody when they see the shot, it looks like it could be Los Angeles when he's sitting down there.
yeah,
Yeah,
summer.
yeah. Dave, interestingly enough, if it were not for the Underground Cinema Film Awards, I would not have been involved in Irish Baba, because it was at the Film
Yeah,
Awards last year that I met Sree, and we had a conversation outside the room about collaborating on something. So that's actually
Wow.
I got. So you were a
yeah,
matchmaker in the context of this film.
That's great to hear, and that's happened a lot over the years. The film festival. I look at a film festival like 50% of the film festival is going along to watch the films and enjoying the weekends. The other 50% is networking and is
Yeah,
meeting various different filmmakers and cinematographers and actors, and that's all very important as well. That's all part of a film festival. So it's great when you hear that collaborations have been made during the festival. I'm delighted to hear that, Michael. I thought the production values in this film are great. It's broadcast quality as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's something that you're going to see on TV. It's shot very well. The grade is very well. The post production work is excellent. What were your challenges on it, Michael?
yeah. Because we were shooting in essentially what is a lived-in home in Shree's location, the obvious immediate challenges were, when you introduce a camera and you introduce lighting stands, your footprint, your physical footprint to perform in becomes very small very quickly. So the way we managed that really was to try and introduce practicals in shot that still allowed us to create a texture visually, that it didn't just wash out our shots with light. So that was a challenge, which I think we managed to meet quite capably in the long term. But in doing that, it really was a team effort to make that happen and to make that work. So that was enjoyable, the challenge of creating a sense of scale in a film sense, what is a small space.
Yeah, yeah. I thought
Yeah,
the
like
use of, I
we would
thought
have
the,
loved.
sorry, Sheree,
We
go
would
on.
we would have loved some white shots, but we couldn't because the Irish Baba set room is really small. We managed like couple of white shots were there. I thought, oh my god, it's looking big. Like when you see in the Omniplex theater or something, like it was really looked like a big set. I was so happy to see that.
We had a good
Yeah.
lookbook before we started. Like I created a proper lookbook from the. I wanted that to be. We got inspired from a lot of like the previous films which was made already. So I was going with the earthy brown background. So even on the palette, even when the color grade, when I told Michael that Michael, we need something brown, 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 and Michael was like, why brown? Why? Because I don't know. Like it's like a earthy wooden structure we were aiming for. It was tough, but we did. Yeah, we had a lot of pictures reference, but we reduced the white shots, because when we had first the white shots, Michael was like, no, Vivek, we can't do white shots because it is impossible. So we then reduced our plans and all. But yeah, really it worked well, I feel like, because the close-ups of all the actors, they were intense. And as you told, we got a very good cast. Like there is the strength was the cast. And obviously the technically I got a very good team, frankly speaking, like the music, the sound design, and also the color grade, even from the pre-production, the set design. Sree did the set design, and we also had good production team behind it, like Emma and Care. They were all very hardworking people. And makeup, we got some good people on makeup. And for photo shoot, I got Dido. He came exactly for the photo shoot. So those things helped us. Before, maybe we did the photo shoot 1 week before the film, so that helped me also to know that the presence of the actors, like that was very that was something new I did. Like I'm trying to do that in my coming films also, because that helps you to understand the cast and the characters for that script, because you won't know that until like we can't do that on the day of morning coming back. And when you see Colin on the outfit before a week, Mike, like everyone was, even Sree was so happy. Sree was like, "Oh, we got the Irish Baba." So, like those things really helped us, like to know ourselves and to know the everyone. Yeah, it had a very good preparation. I feel like around couple of months to 3 months.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
as well, because we were limited with regard to the types of wide shots we could get, we had to be inventive in other ways. So just using camera placement to present the person's power or role or control within the dynamic of the story. So Colin, as the guru, was always in an elevated position to the devotees, so that he looked down on them and they looked up to him. When Sree and her business partner, when we were privy to their conversations as equals, it was on a level between both characters. And then when the viewer was presented with insight into part of the story dynamic that other characters weren't aware of, and therefore we were kind of eavesdropping on, that we were looking at them from a height or somewhere where we might not ordinarily see, like for example when we meet Sree and are introduced to her position within the story at the start, the camera's very low to the ground on a slider to give that mouse eye view, and it just helped to sell the position of the character within the story arc, from my perspective at least.
yeah. Funny, I watched the film again yesterday, and I was thinking the same thing. I was going to ask you about some of the camera setups. They're very, very good. I also thought the costumes were great as well. I thought I mentioned earlier on the grade is very good. The use of color the colors in this are
Yeah,
great.
like
You know,
yeah, I want to tell something about the color because it was saffron is usually like the gurus, all the gurus use saffron, but the because I used is like about Indian flag on the Irish flag has saffron, so that's my main aim rather than the gurus. And I wore green to represent mostly Ireland because I'm trying to adjust into Irish thing kind of thing. So I just put that contrast between me and Colin, like he is saffron and I am green, like black and green. So when I thought about the rest of the costumes I didn't give much, like just the character colors I didn't watch much. But for me and Colin, like it was my intention to keep the colors the same, like green and saffron.
yeah. So the film is on its film festival journey now at the moment. We screened it in Dunleary. I think it went down really well in Dunleary. How's it been going on the rest of the festival circuit now at the moment?
So like out of yeah, maybe I don't know if I can, Vivek, can I say it publicly?
I think you
uh,
can. It's fine. I think.
Okay, like out of 40, we were selected 6 times. That is 15% as of now. We are doing 15%.
Very
Yeah,
good.
that's our thing. Yeah, before it's already 21. I want to ask you few questions, Dave, if that is okay.
Sure.
Yeah, my question is about Irish Baba. Like I was in India when it was online. So how was the feedback? Do you get any comments or anything about Irish Baba? Because I want to know how people received Irish Baba online.
No, what happens online is that they will watch the films. We're able to monitor everything that's online over the weekend. So what we can tell you is the numbers. So we keep an eye on the analytics. So on average, over the weekend, you can view the viewings are roughly around 2,000 views over the
Oh,
weekend. Now we can also check to see if somebody's only partially watching the film or if they're watching the full, watching it from start to finish, so we can tell that as well. We can send you some figures on it, Sree, but certainly it's the average is around 2,000 people are watching the programs over the weekend. The average we would have 15 film shorts over the weekend. On average, people are watching about 5 of them. And what happens is in
yeah.
Ireland, what's happening is it's people, friends and family are actually going on logging on to
Okay.
watch their
Yeah.
friends and family. It's the international audience. They're the
Yeah.
guys that are watching everything. They're watching everything. So
Okay.
they would, yeah.
So, like you said, you send like to other judges outside Ireland. So, how did they find Irish Baba? If you have any feedback from other outside
Yeah.
Ireland.
So our panel, as you know, is an international filmmakers panel. There are no Irish filmmakers, no judges on our panel from Ireland. Now, when we first started Underground Cinema, we did have an Irish panel, but we gave it up after about 6 years because Ireland's such a small place. Everybody knows everybody. And it was becoming a little bit difficult for some of our judges to make non-biased decisions. So we made the decision to stop and that we would contact the international filmmakers that we'd been dealing with over the years, and we put them on the panel. So they are watching everything from start to finish over the 9-month period, and they come back to me and tell me who they feel should be nominated for an award. There are only 5 nominees for Best Comedy. So we have filmmakers from the UK, America, Japan, Vietnam. There were a lot of Asian filmmakers in our panel, and they felt that this film, the mix of the two cultures, worked really well. The comedy worked really well, and it was one of there was no confusion at all. They got the storyline. They got the laughs. They thought all the performances were very, very good. They thought it would go down very well, at a live screening. They took everything into all of that sort of into the equation, and then they selected it for a nomination for best comedy, which I think is a fantastic endorsement because nobody knows, with all due respect, these people are on the other side of the world. They don't know you. They don't know who you guys are, you know. So they're giving you a nod because they think that you thoroughly well deserve it. You know, I
Yeah,
think you can't get a better um, um, endorsement of your film than a complete stranger
yeah,
selecting it for nomination.
yeah. That's really great. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
so
that's
well
that's
done.
what, like, when we make films, like, everybody, director or producers, we want the audience. So how they receive, if they enjoy it, that is our task is fulfilled. Like, yeah.
Yeah, we and you heard me talking about running time in Area. I mentioned this before. So,
Yeah, yeah,
um, the running time of a film, as you know, back 15 or 16 years ago, the average was around 12 minutes. The average now is 18 minutes. So it's increased by 6 minutes over the past 16 years. Your film is, I think, 1955. It's nearly 20
yeah.
minutes. But when you're watching this film, it doesn't feel like 20 minutes,
No.
and that's a really good sign because
Yes.
you're
Yeah, I think,
engaged with the film.
yeah,
You're not looking at your watch or you're not counting minutes.
Yeah.
That's a really good sign.
yeah. I think if I could put on an editor's hat for a minute, that's the litmus test. If you watch a 20-minute film that feels like 20 minutes, then it's too long. You need to pare it back. But if you've got a 19-minute, 20-minute film and you feel like it's been a 10-minute watch, the pacing is good, the engagement is good, and to me, that's always a litmus test that I would apply to an edit when I'm working on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right,
That's the
Michael.
reason we were not having anything to cut, Dave. Frankly speaking, we didn't add anything. That's a struggle. The editor was Patrick. He's a very good filmmaker himself. So when he came with the first edit, I told you, right? The first beat and last piece was something we had in mind. I had in mind after I read the script and all. I wanted that montage even. I told Michael, it's like a song, like it needs to flow well. But he missed that portion. Other than that, it was a very well 90-95% what Patrick edited. We had nothing to do in it. He did a lot of tweaks, turns. I don't think we had a review which was so big or something. I gave the review on morning and he gave it back the edit in the evening or next day morning. So it was so simple for him. So that's the max we could do. We were not able to
Yeah,
cut anything.
that's really interesting because if you look at a lot of the shorts that have been produced in Ireland for for years, in the main with independent films, the director sometimes there's a lot of cases is the editor, and sometimes the writer is the editor, and that's really difficult
Mm.
when you're especially if you're the writer or sometimes you're the writer, the director, and the editor. That's really difficult because you're so close to the film. You don't want to cut anything out. I think it's great that you're using an editor that's not connected to the writing, that's not connected to directing. He's there as the editor to do his job, and
Yeah.
I think he's done a really
That
good job on this one.
Yeah, that Vivek, I thought I thought Vivek would edit it because he's a very good editor, but he did write, like, because Vivek and me, we both are close to the film, whereas Patrick edited it, then we believed him because we would have kept the whole thing. And
Yeah.
he kept the whole thing. That means that is a good sign. Like, yeah, we thought right, and he did the same thing.
And it
So
was tough to edit also, frankly. That's why I didn't edit. Frankly speaking, it's too
yeah,
much of footage and
yeah,
big
yeah.
film. I was like, oh my god, how can I edit? And Patrick told he had some time that time. After that, he
Yeah,
was so busy.
he had
Yeah,
time, so he edited. Even
you know, Dave,
he's
he got selected like all two of his films, right? Last year and this year, I think his films got selected to the Underground Festival. Like you worked on that
My
also.
Guardian Angel.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah,
the director of My Guardian Angel, and yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Just to say as well, Dave, one of the things for me that excited me about this project, in the years of to a lesser extent working in film, I've met a lot of and made a lot of friends, but this was a whole new team of people who I had never worked with before. And really in saying that, there's people we haven't mentioned tonight, from script supervision to production assistants and all, but it very much was a team effort, and everybody put their shoulder to the wheel on this,
yeah,
made the experience fun. And at the end of the day, I think while we have an objective to realize, there's no argument that says we cannot have fun doing it, and there was a lot of fun to be had on this one.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you could certainly you could you can certainly feel it when you're watching the film, because I as an audience member, came out feeling I looked at it a couple of different ways. One of the ways I would look at it would be looking at the technical things, look at the acting things, but the other way I look at it is just enjoying a movie, enjoying a
Yeah,
film and forgetting about how it was made. And I watched it that way as well. But I'll tell you one thing: when I did watch it, I knew that everybody that was involved in this production had a great time doing it.
yeah,
It's a great sense of camaraderie from this film. And now that I've spoken to you guys today, I know that that was the case. It's
yeah.
fantastic. It's great.
Yeah, we are very fortunate. Like everybody, like they believed in the film, so they could do. They are happy to do what they were doing. Our production people, production manager, production line producer, ADs, everybody enjoyed on the set. So that is the really happy happy thing.
Well,
Like even Sarah Power, like she enjoyed the film, and no, Vivek, she said that because she enjoyed doing the music. She said so. That's what everybody
Yeah,
wants.
I mean, she was not, I don't know, like, I think this was her first project as a film composer, I feel like, but she worked on a lot of projects. And when I heard her music, I really liked her, what she was doing. And I didn't had any second thoughts. I was like, okay, you are going to do the music. We had a discussion, one discussion, and then she came back. And, like, the only thing I was telling her is, I trust you. I trust you. And I told the same thing with everyone, even when Sree wrote the script and came back, even Michael, I don't think even the films which I make, I don't push anyone. I push people, but I don't force, or I don't want them to do it my way because I'm right. I don't think like that at all. Even when Sree's performance call call in, like I took a back seat, Dave. I enjoyed it. Even in the BTS, you can see that I trust them. So that's the same with Sarah. I told her, Sarah, I trust you. You go back, make the music, come back to me. So that's something. The good thing is I got right people. Like we got a very good. Like after we got the cast, when we initiated the project, thankfully we got like very good team, and they all did their job, and I just had to enjoy the process. This is gonna be like I and we did well. Like promotion wise, I don't think I was trying hard on making different movies, flavors, and posters for the past many years, and people liked it. But this was a spark. All our posters, like it went very well. Like I don't know what happened, but the posters, the teaser, things really worked for a broader audience. So I think we will get some viewers when we are releasing it or broadcasting it in the future. I hope so.
you will. You will. Listen, guys, I'm going to wrap it up now. Listen, thank you so much for joining me on a Saturday night. I wish you all the very best of luck on your festival run. Tree, I look forward to seeing you at the awards this time next week. I'll be getting
Yeah.
ready to get up on the stage. So we're looking forward to a great night. Congratulations on your nomination, guys, and I hope
Yeah.
to see you all soon.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank
Thank,
you. Thank you.
thank you, Dave. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah,
Take
This is
care.
thanks a lot
really
for this. Yeah.
thank you.
Take care.